Okay, this is my video lecture for November 9, 2020, intended for my Camillian Values and Norms class, both Block A and Block B. Before I start my lecture for today, I'd like to make a few announcements. The first is we will be having another meeting on November 14. That will be this Saturday to discuss your next project in NSTP 1. No? So uh, I advise you, or I am directing you to come to school, no? So that we could discuss properly the next project that you will have, which is project number 2 in NSTP 1. No? Also, I'd like to remind you people that project number 1, which is your fire trees, the fencing of your fire trees, your responsibility for your fire tree does not stop until the end of the semester. So I have observed that most of you have forgotten to take care of the fire trees which we have assigned to you. Now, that should not be the case because you will be judged again at the end of the semester whether the fire tree was taken care of properly by your group or not. No, the initial grade that we have given you for the beautification of the fence of your fire tree is just the initial grade. There is another grade that we will be giving you at the end of the semester to see to it that the fire tree has been taken care of properly by your group. Okay? So, also, the next announcement is that I urge you to bring your module, no? Your module in Camillian Values and Norms this Saturday, as well as your constitution. Okay? So that is all. It's part of my announcement. So today, we continue with our discussion of Unit 4 of Camillian Values and Norms. I suppose that you have with you your module so that you could easily follow through what is being discussed for today. The last time, we discussed about the school emblem, no? And there, or then, I talk about the Red Cross as the leading figure in our school emblem. And I told you also during the last meeting that the Red Cross has its own meaning. If we correlate this to the three Camillian graces that we have mentioned, to know, to love, and then to serve, or love, or no, knowledge, love, and then service. No, so there is a meaning for that. Anyway, I have given you already the respective meanings as we correlate that to the three Camillian graces. Now, I would like to move on to the next topic, which is the Camillian way of extending greetings. No, the Camillian way of extending greetings has become a norm. No? What I mean by being a norm is that every student in this institution is required to follow this norm because it has become a tradition, it has become a norm. No, when we say it's a norm, it has to be followed by all students, and deviation from the norm is of course subjected to certain sanctions, whether formal or informal. No? But in our case, because this is written down in our values and norms module, no, it becomes formal. No, it is formally written. It has been reduced into writing, and with more reason that we have to follow this particular norm. And it's very easy, when we talk of the chameleon extending his greetings, what the chameleon does in every encounter or in every chance meeting with anyone. No, when I say with anyone, it could be a teacher, It could be your friend, it could be your classmate, your parents, or whoever whom you meet along the way or wherever you are. No? So what the chameleon does is of course he or she takes his or her right palm, and then the right palm is put on his or her chest, no, close to the heart, or what's this? Forming something like this, no, in your heart, saying it has a meaning, no, that norm, which is extending Camillian greetings to anyone during a chance encounter or during a chance meeting, it has a meaning, you know. The reason why you put your palm to your chest, to your heart, is because you want the heart to be free with something. No? So the meaning of that, by putting your palm to your chest, to the left portion of your chest, close to your heart, is it means that God is with me and so is with you. No? So I repeat, the meaning of putting your palm to your chest is God is with me and so is with you. That is the Camillian meaning, or the meaning of the Camillian way of extending greetings. No? And then, why do you have to put your palm to your chest, to your heart? The reason being you want to free the heart with something. No? So the acronym will also be the heart. No? The heart, which is HEART. No? It's very simple. You remember that. Heart. You put your right palm to your chest because you want the heart to be freed with something. No? The H should stand for hatred. And what's hatred in our Filipino language? The meaning of that is suklam. No? So you have to free anything from your heart with hatred. No? Because what you want is God will be with you, no, during that encounter or during that meeting. The E would stand for envy. What is envy? In our vernacular or in the Philippine language, it means inggit. No? So you have to free also your heart with envy or inggit. No? The A would stand for anger. Anger meaning yung galit. No? So you also have to free your heart with anger. And then R would stand for resentment. What is resentment in our Filipino language? It means hinanakit. No? Dapat there is no resentment whatsoever when you put your right palm to your chest by way of extending Camillian greetings. But the last one would be the timidity of the heart. No, timidity of the heart, meaning you are insensitive. No, you do not care anything at all about the person or about your environment or what happens to him or her. No, so the first four, H, hatred, E would be envy, A would be anger, and then R would be resentment, are self-explanatory. Now, the last one needs further elaboration or further discussion. When we say timidity of the heart, we mean insensitivity. No, you do not care at all. You are nonchalant, or you tend to ignore people around you or the circumstances that happen to you, which is definitely not the brand of a Camillian student or a Camillian graduate. Because, or the reason being, we are here to love, to serve, no, to know everything, no. Those are the Camillian graces, the three important Camillian, essential Camillian graces that every student should embrace and should have or should have been given. No, knowledge, love, and then service. Now, how can you serve or how can you love others? No, if you do not know how to serve others, because serving is an active deed of love or loving. No, so that is the essence of being a Camillian. No, you have to serve others. By serving others, of course, you also manifest your love to your fellow men. And if you show your love to your fellow men in the form of service, of course, that is also tantamount to serving the Lord, to serving God Himself. No? So that is what it means. No, when we put or when we extend the Camillian way of greeting somebody, it has a meaning, no? And that significance, of course, is very important to us, to remember us that we are a different kind of group, no? That believes in the uh, Camillian charism. The Camillian charism would, of course, be to embrace the three pillars of or the three graces, the three essential graces of Camillian education. Okay? To know, to love, and then to serve by way of a review. No? Now, the next page, you could see the behavioral norms of every Camillian. Of course, I won't have, because these are self-explanatory, what I would want you to do is just to read all this, because what we are talking about here when we say about or when we discuss about the behavioral norms would be the proper decorum as to how a chameleon should behave in public. And if you will notice here, from numbers 1 up to number 10, we are talking about how you should conduct yourselves in public, no? Going to class, in the classroom, in the corridors, in the library, etc. So here, you will be guided by all these norms, no? Norms because these are usually done, no? Usually done on these actions or this behavior are done on a in the usual way. No, it's a norm that you have to follow. In the usual way would mean it does not come only once in a while. It has to be followed every day if it requires. No, if the circumstances will require, you have to follow that every day. And then when we talk of norms, by way of a review, we talk about something that is normal, something that is usual, something that is ordinary, that everyone who knows about this norm should have to follow. Because a deviation from any of these norms would also entail or would imply a sanction that we call it. The sanction could take the form of a formal or an informal function. So, what you should do for now, for the time being, is you have to read them one by one so that you know the norms, and then you have to internalize. When I say you have to internalize, is that because you know these norms, you have to follow. You have to abide by all the requirements of the norm. No? So if you will see, these are just the norms that you have to do inside the campus. But when you also go outside the school premises, definitely you will carry with you the norms or the proper behavior or the behavioral pattern which a chameleon should abide by or should follow. No? So I think that is all for today. You just have to read all these norms, and it is very essential for you to internalize all of them so that we could say that the chameleon is imbued with the proper training and with the proper values, which separates him from all other groups. Okay? Your assignment would be the life and works of Saint Camillus. Then after that, we are through with Unit 4. We proceed with Unit 5, which is on shared values. We are almost through with the module, but it doesn't mean that if we have discussed all the doctrine or the principles in this module, we are already done with the course. No? We still have to continue by discussing some more principles, the foundations of values and norms. Okay, that is all for today. See you on Wednesday.